The alternating dumbbell floor press, I'll show you the bench press variation in just a moment here. They are very similar. And if you don't have a bench, go ahead and just use the floor. Totally fine alternative for you. So here's what it looks like. Got my 2 dumbbells. I'm rolling onto my back and putting them nice and high and in place. I bend my knees a little bit just so I feel comfortable on the ground. Now I'm gonna puff my chest out. Real big proud chest here is gonna make sure that my shoulder doesn't take the stress here, that my chest does. That's the muscle we want to use, the much bigger muscle. Once I'm in this position, one hand coming down to the ground, barely tapping that ground, draw me a line right back to the ceiling, and then that other one down, tap, right back to the ceiling. I don't want to seesaw and do them at the same time, one at a time, nice and controlled, right back to the ceiling so I can focus on one good rep at a time. 2 things you're going to want to focus on to make sure that you're doing this safely and getting the right benefits out of it is you want to make sure the elbows are not flared too much. That's shoulder pain city right there. So 45 degrees off the body is that sweet spot. And number 2, you'll notice my forearm, whenever it makes contact with the ground, it makes a right angle with the ground and it's perpendicular to the ground. I never want to hit the ground with an arm at an angle to it, right? I want a right angle, nothing outside of that. Not too far here, not too far here. The reason for that is you're gonna strain a joint, elbow or wrist in that position, and you're also just losing power, losing strength that could drive straight through the forearm there. Now the bench variation is exactly the same. Everything I have said still applies to it. The only difference is you will notice that you can get a little bit deeper. It's a little more challenging in this version, but it yields greater strength and just a better exercise and workout in general. No big deal if you don't have the bench. You'll just bring, but if you do, you'll just bring that dumbbell 1 inch off the chest at the bottom there, still alternating.